What is up, guys? Bruin Steel here. Welcome back to another WWE broadcast. I'm your host, Bruin Steel, and I am once joined by Canadian Yorker. And today we are recapping the Friday Night Smackdown that took place April 26, 2024, and it took place in Cincinnati, Ohio. And we are on the road to WrestleMania Backlash, which will take place in France. And we are almost there, actually. WrestleMania Backlash will take place this Saturday, May 4th, 2024. I imagine it's going to be, we'll be probably be all sleeping by then. The fact that Backlash will be in France, I don't know really what the time difference is, but that's my guess is we're probably going to be sleeping when the pay-per-view is going to start, so that's going to be a shame. I can always look at the replay and results, but Canadian Yorker, how's it going today?
It's going pretty well today. How about yourself?
Good. And SmackDown has is officially the WWE draft. Unfortunately, I'm not going to talk about the WWE draft in this video because if you guys haven't checked out my video, I did a solo podcast, me recapping the WWE draft, which actually took place this past Friday. So you'll see the night one video that I did of the WWE draft. So in this video, I'm not going to talk about the draft. So it's just going to recap about what happened on SmackDown. So are we ready?
Yes.
All right. So
ready.
To start off the show. We start off with AJ Styles and Cody Rhodes signing their contracts. So it's going to be Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles fighting for the Undisputed title at WrestleMania Backlash this Saturday. So this is interesting because AJ Styles and Cody Rhodes haven't really, they really haven't, I don't think they ever faced each other one-on-one. Excuse me. But there's clips of AJ Styles facing off against Cody Rhodes' father, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. So AJ Styles has faced Dusty Rhodes before, which is crazy. And they're both from Georgia. And basically, AJ Styles just went right to it to talk about Dusty Rhodes. And he said that he, unlike LA Knight, he respects Cody Rhodes. And they haven't crossed paths yet, but they were down the same road. He was talking about how Dusty Rhodes was a better father figure than to Cody, and then basically Cody Rhodes talked about the match, and basically AJ Styles said that I saw that you finished the story, but it's a shame that his reign will end at Backlash. So we have to see what happens. So what are your thoughts on this contract signing between Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles? And before I let you start, I just want to say this probably has to be the most boring contract signing I've ever seen. There was no, they respect each other, so I understand there was no getting each other's face. There's no brawl, but it was kind of boring. What are your thoughts?
Even though it's a little stale, the contract signing is it's still interesting that both Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles have never faced each other since they're both in WWE, and this will be the first time ever that they are doing it. So it's interesting that has happened. Another interesting fact is that Cody Rhodes, but that AJ Styles actually faced Dusty Rhodes back in the day, and they're both from Georgia. This is a very interesting. That's an interesting point there. I never actually knew that. I never also knew that Cody Rhodes, that AJ Styles faced Dusty Rhodes, and that is interesting to note because. It almost seems, and AJ is playing more to the heel side. But even though AJ is a heel now, he is definitely showing that he is respectable. He respects Cody Rhodes for what Cody Rhodes did in beating Roman Reigns. So I mean, now we have a whole new type of story unfolding with Cody facing off against Roman's former nemesis. But they all hated Roman. We all know that they all did not like Roman Reigns. So now there's this new storyline that is unfolding between Cody Rhodes and AJ, and I think it just makes it an interesting dynamic here. I think it's a bit rushed, this dynamic between AJ and Cody, because they're both from Georgia. AJ actually knows the family. He knew Dusty Rhodes. Um, AJ Styles is pretty old now. I mean, he's got to be in his 40s, 50s, or something like that, and he's still performing at the peak performance that he is doing right now. And I would like to see more development with this story between AJ and Cody, because this is interesting. This has really piqued my interest. I mean, after WrestleMania with the big investment with Roman and Cody, but now we have AJ and Cody, which makes it an even more interesting dynamic. So I'd like to see more development there.
All right. To answer your question, I just looked at it. I just looked it up as soon as you asked how old is he. AJ Styles is 46 years old. So
46.
yeah.
And how old was he when he faced Dusty? Dusty Rhodes.
That I don't know. I'm not gonna look it up because I want to get this video done. But I'm not sure. He looked young. Maybe my age. Maybe I don't know. But it's
Maybe
crazy.
you guys can tell us.
I actually saw AJ was going to bring that up against Cody Rhodes, and who knows? It's funny. AJ Styles is the heel and Cody's the face, but it's like maybe later on, maybe this week on SmackDown, AJ's probably gonna attack Cody Rhodes. We'll see what happens. But moving on to the first match of the Friday Night SmackDown, we got LWO Dragon Lee teaming up with his hero Rey Mysterio versus Legado del Fantasma, Angel and Humberto Santos group, whoever they were. But this was a great match. Obviously, I thought Santos was going to get involved. But Dragon Lee and Rey Mysterio work so well as a team. I like their dynamic duel and their ability to work as a team. And they're high flyers. That's basically why Dragon Lee perform the same moves as Rey Mysterio. That would be awesome if Rey Mysterio, Dragon Lee could do like a 619. I'm pretty sure he has done that move in the past. But 619 connects by Rey Mysterio. Dragon from Dragon Lee on Angel to get the win. LW defeats Legado del Fantasma by pinfall. But the story after this is LWO is celebrating, but then gets interrupted by Santos Escobar. Santos Escobar said that he has been honest, saying that he did not attack Dragon Lee, and he said Lopez had been trying to find videotape of the who attacked Dragon Lee, and what you know, it is confirmed that it was Carlito, which I guessed it was. Everyone guessed it showed Carlito attacking Dragon Lee. Carlito is like, oh shit, the jig is up, and what you know, they're all shocked, and Dragon Lee is shocked as well. I saw his face. Carlito then beat the hell of Dragon Lee. Cheap shot, shoving Dragon Lee into Mysterio by hitting the back and then hitting a backstabber on Dragon, and started to run off. So Carlito officially turned heel. We have to see if Carlito joins Santos on his team. But that is official. Carlito turned heel. It's something that we talked about, something that I called it once the attack was like, oh, Carlito did that. It's clear of days. So what are your thoughts on the match, and what are your thoughts on Carlito turning heel finally?
Well, it's great to see that they got the win, and the name is the Legado del Fantasma. So Legado del Fantasma, it's great to see that they picked up a win against them, and they're able to get a win, a much needed win, because every single time they faced them, they seem to have lost. So it's great. it's showing that the LWO is moving forward, and it's great to see that they're moving forward and making progress. Now about Carlito betraying LWO and attacking Dragon Lee. Um, I mean, we could see this coming from a mile away. Carlito definitely has this tendency to backstab people, and he has. I remember when he first debuted against John Cena, he beat John Cena and got the WWE. Is it the U.S. title off of him? You know, that's what happened back in the day. But now Carlito has been hoofed, has been exposed uh, by Santos to say that Santos is not. Santos didn't attack Dragon Lee. It was Carlito that did. I can definitely see Carlito joining forces with Santos, um, and just continuing this feud with LWO. So
Yeah,
it's gotten a little
I think it makes
interesting.
sense. I think it makes sense for Carlito to join them because if you guys didn't see, Santos' team needs one more person. Ray's team had Andrade already, so they have the LWO, which is the two tag team guys with Andrade and then Rey Mysterio. That's four guys, one girl with Selena Vega. But Santos, they will adding Carlito would even up the score. Four guys and then Lopez. So Santos, Carlito, and then the two guys on Santos' team, and then Lopez. That's the even match right there. So I wouldn't be surprised if Carlito joins Santos.
Yeah, it makes sense. It is what else can he do? It is what it is, and
Or
you're
they
gonna
could
have to
do
do it.
this. They could. I mean, you see that Judgment Day. I talked about before. Judgment Day, the downfall of Judgment Day. We could possibly see Carlito going on a singles run as a heel and just feuding with Rey Mysterio. We can see Dominic Mysterio, or the biggest thing, we can see Dominic Mysterio completely breaking up the Judgment Day. Judgment Day is probably gonna break up. If they break up, Dominic Mysterio could go on his way. He could betray Judgment Day, and Dominic Mysterio could join Santos. So Dominic Mysterio could be that final member for Santos' teams if he wants to feud with his father more. Santos, Dominic Mysterio, and the two guys and Lopez. What a team that would be! But Carlito could go on a singles run.
Yes, yes, he definitely could. It would make more sense for him to join Santos Group because right now the singles run is packed and stacked, and
But just the thing is, though, we've seen a baby face faction getting betrayed a lot. Are we gonna? Question is, are we ever gonna see down the road one of the heel factions turn face and turn on and then go on the good side? I don't think it's gonna happen. But Santos, he's not turning. I mean, Santos, he's not turning face anytime soon. So yeah, leave him there. But it's like, oh, the babyface faction's losing members. Will heel faction ever turn face? We have to see. I mean, that's what happened to Andrade. We saw Andrade be on Santos' side, and then he. I mean, I don't know if he started as a face or a heel. I guess he was a face, but I don't want to talk too much about it. But
mm,
but moving on, we got Braun Breaker versus Cedric Anderson. One of those quick matches. Braun Breaker, you know, just a dominant faction. Braun Breaker needs a push. I don't know why. We get it. We get it. Braun Breaker is strong. We get that this guy's a monster. Stop putting him in like easy matches and put him like against someone that's pretty good. I don't know. But Braun Breaker with his last match on SmackDown. Yeah, you heard me wrong. Braun Breaker got traded from SmackDown to Raw. So this was Braun Breaker's last match in SmackDown. And Braun Breaker defeats Cedric Anderson with a huge spear. Any thoughts or
it's good to see Van Baker picking up the win and moving forward. Um, yeah, Van Baker should have some more. Should have some more he definitely needs some sort of push going forward. However, there are people that are there already, and it makes sense for Bron Breakker to go. He can do anything. He can go challenge Sami, Zayn, the Intercontinental title. There's a big pool out there for him, so he can basically do anything he wants.
All right, so moving on. Just want to mention the people that actually. I said I didn't want to talk about the draft, but I'm just probably gonna go through it quick at the end of this video. I changed my mind. I'm just gonna tell you guys who made the picks. Like there's some Hall of Famers. But moving on to the next segment, we got Solo Sikoa coming up with a nice suit and gloves with this new member of the Bloodline. What's his name again? Oh yeah, Tama Tonga. And he basically they threatened Heyman, and basically Kevin Owens want revenge, so Kevin Owens attacked both of them. This is when Tonga ran over Kevin Owens last week with a car. But basically things didn't go well, and then basically towards the end it was the Kabuki Warriors having a confrontation with Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. It's announced that Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill will team up and face the Kabuki Warriors for the Women's Tag Team Championships at WrestleMania Backlash. So there you have it. You got two of your girls teaming up together, Canadian Yorker. Yeah, and after this attack by Kevin Owens, the Bloodline's numbers got to him. Tama Tonga and Solo Sikoa attacked Kevin Owens, but Randy Orton makes the save and sends the Bloodline packing. And that's official, guys. Another WrestleMania Backlash match has been official. Solo Sikoa will team up with the new member, Tama Tonga, and has they face Kevin Owens and Randy Orton in a tag team match at Backlash. So that's going to hit hard as well. So any thoughts on the segment that I just mentioned?
So there's a lot there. First, I want to talk about the Backlash. This has been a long time coming. Kevin Owens and Solo have a history together. They don't like each other. So this is going to be a very hard-hitting match. With Randy Orton, he doesn't like the Bloodline. So I just want to say the Bloodline versus Kevin Owens and Randy is going to be a classic, and I'm gonna love it. It's going to be a great match to see, and it's going to be a great.
Yeah, match. And then Logan Paul is probably pulling a Roman at Backlash, not defending it.
Yeah. I can say
he will defend it. He will defend it. He will defend it at SummerSlam since this is his hometown, and he will retain it. Any thoughts on before we go on? Any thoughts on the Jade Cargill and Bianca versus Kabuki?
For Jade and. I mean, it
has to be right here. It has to be right here. Jade Cargill and Bianca are winning the titles right here. The Kabuki Warriors are probably the worst champions I've ever seen. Worse than Chelsea Green and Pimpernel Nivens? Hell no. Pimpernel Nivens and Chelsea Green were the worst. But oh my god, like holy moly, the Kabuki Warriors. That's like right after Chelsea Green and Pimpernel Nivens. Like holy shit, like. But Jade Cargill and Bianca, they are winning the titles at Backlash. But we're gonna have our Backlash predictions. But this has to be the time they take the titles off. I can't stand it, the Kabuki Warriors as Warriors. They didn't fucking defend the titles at WrestleMania. Like when was the last time that has ever been done? Like what? When was the last time the tag team titles have not been defended at WrestleMania?
But see, the thing is, they couldn't defend the titles because Asuka got injured, right?
But yet she still competed. It doesn't make a difference. That's what it is. Like worst champions I've ever seen, Jade and Bianca. I hope you take those titles off those frauds.
Okay. Yeah, well, we'll have to see.
That's
I
like
like as
that's
much
like
as I
that's
like.
like that's like Roman not defending his title at WrestleMania.
Yeah, that would make sense, right? But the thing is, yeah, there was a bunch of reasons. There's reasons why they had it, but at least we got a match with Jade Cargill and Bianca teaming up. I mean, they were a pretty dominant team. I would love to see them win. You know,
But the
they're going to
thing
be a
is,
really
like,
good
yes,
team as we get for
Jade Cargill, and Bianca will win. But then people are like, "Oh, I don't see anyone taking the titles off of them." That's a dominant force right there. But looking at, if you guys don't remember, I don't want to talk it too much. I want to get on with this video. But real quick, you guys remember the Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler winning the women's tag team titles? It's actually at the event that
yes.
we were at. I even said it. Oh, they're holding on to the title for a very long time, and what's happened? Shayna Baszler turns heel and turns on Ronda Rousey. Looking at this Jade Cargill and Bianca, I would not be surprised if they hold on to the title for a good amount of time in either one of them. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if either one of those women turn on one another, like Jade and Bianca. Like, how many times we've seen tag teams turn on each other? We've seen Bayley turn on Sasha Banks when they were tag teaming. Now we saw Shayna Baszler turning on Ronda Rousey. I won't be surprised if I think Bianca might turn heel. Imagine Bianca turning on Jade. It's a pattern. So um, I don't know how you feel, but I mean.
I mean, if that's what happened, similar to what
Cause
happened with
because Bianca,
with
there's like
when
talks about Bianca's gonna turn heel, but she's teaming with Jade, but they might do another storyline that Bianca is gonna turn on Jade. Maybe maybe because of jealousy, like people are saying that I was supposed to be the face of SmackDown, but then you turned up and ruined it. People are liking probably Jade more than Bianca right now, so that could be a reason to
well,
turn.
if it's from a jealousy point of view, I can see how why Bianca would be upset with
Am I not wrong? It
Jade
might
winning.
happen. Am I not wrong? It might happen because, like I said, we've seen tag teams turn on each other. We've seen Batista and Rey Mysterio turn on each other when they were tag teaming. We've seen Bayley and Sasha Banks. We've seen Bayley turn on Sasha Banks. We've seen Shayna Baszler turn on Ronda Rousey. We've seen Rhea Rip. We've seen was it Liv Morgan who turned on Rhea Ripley when they were tag teaming? I think it was Rhea Ripley turning on Liv Morgan, I think, when they were tag teaming. A lot of betrayals when it comes to tag teaming. I wouldn't be surprised if Jade and Bianca are next. But moving on. I mean, it will break my heart if that happens. Like, Jade and Bianca, they work so great as a team, but then people are going to be like, oh, they're gonna hold on to the titles for a real long time. But would you know? Ooh, there you go. Someone betrays another person. Looking at Dakota Kai, she is the master of betrayals. Dakota Kai teaming up with Bayley, and then would you know? There's a betrayal out of nowhere.
No.
What?
Not after not after Dakota Kai got betrayed by Bayley. I mean, Bayley got betrayed by Dakota Kai the second
No,
time around. I mean,
I'm saying it could happen to Jade and Bianca when they win the titles. One could betray the other. If it did happen, they're gonna have Bianca turn on Jade. I don't think Jade would turn heel this early. I think Bianca's due for a heel turn. So I mean, if they do it, Bianca's turning on Jade. But
we'll see what happens.
but moving on, we got Naomi versus Tiffany Stratton for the 100th time. Like, why? But this time it's actually, they did a rematch. It's actually the winner will face Bayley. Excuse me, will face Bayley for the women's championship at Backlash. So it went back and forth. I actually was cheering for Tiffany. I actually wanted Tiffany to be in a championship picture, but it was a great match. Went back and forth until at the end. Oh yeah, Bayley was on commentary for this. It went back and forth, and then Nia Jax once again gets involved in this match and then makes a statement. Nia Jax attacks Bayley, interrupts it, and then Tiffany attacks both Bayley and Naomi with the prettiest moonsault ever, which is the sexiest and awesome move. So Nia Jax gets involved, and I know you're surprised. Nia Jax has officially got traded. Nia Jax did get traded from Raw to SmackDown, so it'll be the first time ever Nia Jax is going to be on SmackDown. So Nia Jax gets traded from Raw to SmackDown, so that's gonna be interesting. Just letting you guys know, and because like, why would Nia Jax show up on SmackDown? Nia Jax has official. It's she got traded from Raw to SmackDown, and she's going after Bayley. That's straight what it is. What are your thoughts on the match? I forgot to mention, it's official because it was a disqualification. Nick Aldis made the official decision that it will be a triple threat match for the women's championship. It will be Tiffany Stratton, Naomi, and Bayley in a triple threat match. What are your thoughts on the match?
Wow. I mean, that's a lot of development right there with Naomi, Bayley, and
it's gonna be a hell of a match, triple threat match. Bayley's gonna retain. She has to retain. I love Tiffany Stratton, but like I said, Bayley deserves a reigning championship run. So, what are your thoughts? Once again, sorry, what's your thoughts on the Naomi and Tiffany ending in the disqualification?
After her getting her win against Io Sky and Damage Control, it makes sense that she should have a little run going forward and making sure she can retain her title as a champion. I mean, the biggest challenge for Bayley would be after Backlash. I will be facing Nia Jax, which was a thorn in Rhea Ripley's side, but now that Rhea Ripley is out of the picture for some time, Bayley has the biggest target on their back, and I mean, even Damage Control wouldn't mess with Nia Jax. You know, they wouldn't mess with her. It seems like the WWE definitely hinted before at Nia Jax facing Bayley for the women's heavyweight championship in the past, but you know, it is a tough. It's not so discreet before as it was before. So, you know, it's going to be interesting to see how things go. I definitely think I'm wondering if Nia Jax is going to get herself involved in that triple threat match.
No, it's just gonna be a triple threat match, but fun fact, hater or not, but this is the first time Nia Jax is going to be on Raw. That means throughout her career, she has never been on SmackDown. She's always been on Raw. So this is the first time she gets drafted to SmackDown. You're probably happy because mostly we. I don't know. It's like she's on Raw. It's annoying, and then maybe you don't have to see her at the events we go to because then it's like, yes, she goes to the show. Because you might be like, oh, I don't go to the SmackDown events. I mostly go to the Monday Night Raw, and it's like, yes, I don't have to see that fucking ad.
Well, I don't know. I'd probably say I'm happy not to see her. And see if there's now that she's gone from Raw. Raw has so much potential wrestlers that Nia Jax can work with. So, you know, it is a little bit concerning with her being in SmackDown now. But I think that with her not on Raw, there's so many.
Imagine if Nia Jax is the one that dethrones Bayley. Man.
Oh boy, we'll be talking about it for days.
All right, so moving on to the main event, we got Carmelo Hayes versus the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. So this is interesting because Carmelo Hayes is a great guy from NXT, and it's announced that he got drafted from NXT to SmackDown. So Carmelo Hayes is officially to the main roster, and how this match about is after Cody Rhodes and Triple H announced the round 1 draft picks, Carmelo Hayes just came out and challenged Cody Rhodes to a match, and here we are. It was clear as day who was going to win this match. Look, Carmelo Hayes is great. I love the feud that he had with Trick Williams. Whoop that Trick. But you know, it was awesome. It's a saying that the crowd likes to say if you're confused. Whoop that fucking trick. But it was an awesome run by him, and now he's on SmackDown. He could be a potential challenger to Cody Rhodes. Yes, they're facing here, but for the title maybe. But we have to see where Carmelo Hayes is gonna go. We might see Carmelo Hayes versus Logan Paul for the United States title. Imagine. So, yeah, this match went well until there was a scary moment. It's actually, and it was rumored that Cody might have injured his shoulder, but it's like Cody Rhodes with the crossroads to get the win. Good respect between Cody Rhodes and Carmelo Hayes, and then at the end, AJ Styles comes out and. I thought he was going to attack Cody Rhodes, but they had a confrontation and they shake hands, ending the show. So, what are your thoughts on this Carmelo Hayes and American Nightmare Cody Rhodes match?
I think it's really interesting that, first of all, Carmelo Hayes definitely made a name for himself in his feud with Trick Williams, and now that it seems like he's becoming more and more of an actual WWE wrestler on the WWE. So Carmelo Hayes is one of the up and coming newer wrestlers out there that's just coming up from the NXT to become one of the top wrestlers in WWE. So that's in the future we're going to be seeing more and more Carmelo Hayes in WWE. So the sky is the limit for Carmelo Hayes. For Cody, he's definitely reached the level he's at. However, he can be better, and that's the best thing that he has right now. The continuous improvements that he's making with his wrestling and stuff, and to do it with Cody Rhodes is something that takes a lot of skill, and Carmelo Hayes is definitely showcasing all the skills that he has.
Alright, so that would do it. Before we end it, I do want to go back and just recap the trades and the WWE draft for night one. I'm not going to talk too much about it. If you guys want to hear my opinions about each pick, it will be in that video that I did. I'm just doing it because Gene was kind of surprised for some of the picks. So letting him know what happened in the draft. So to start off the draft, SmackDown picks first. In round one, it is announced that SmackDown has drafted Bianca Belair. So Bianca Belair will stay on SmackDown. A lot of people actually stayed, so it's like not a lot of changes. But the first pick, Bianca, SmackDown selects Bianca to stay. So Bianca is not going anywhere. It's kind of understandable. But then Triple H, it's Cody Rhodes. By the way, it's Cody Rhodes and Triple H announcing the picks. Raw picks Jey Uso for the pick. So Jey Uso is staying on Raw, so Raw picks Jey Uso, which makes sense. And then for SmackDown, we just talked about it. SmackDown picks Carmelo Hayes from NXT to come up to the main roster. So Carmelo Hayes is officially on SmackDown. And for the last pick for Raw, they picked Seth freaking Rollins to stay on Raw. So that's surprising, the fact that he won't be around for a while. But looks like he's going to come back maybe sooner or later. So Seth Rollins is going to stay on Raw. So that ends the round one draft. So moving on. We got, let me see where it goes. Come on. This is absolutely horrible. So we had, let me see. Give me a second. Come on. I think it was, what is going on? Let me see. Oh yeah, here we go. So we got Michelle McCool and Tori Wilson making the next round picks. Really great divas. And we got oh yeah, here it is. So SmackDown selects Randy Orton. So Randy Orton is staying on SmackDown, which makes sense. And then That's the huge draft pick that we talked about. Braun Breaker is going to Raw, so on SmackDown for a bit. Braun Breaker is going to Raw, and then the one that completely shocked you, SmackDown picked Nia Jax, so Nia Jax will be on Friday nights, and to end the draft, it will be Liv Morgan staying on Raw. So all right, so moving on, we got the Dudley Boys. The Dudley Boys are the hosts of the next round. So SmackDown, we got LA Knight staying on SmackDown, and then we got Ricochet staying on Raw. We got the Bloodline, Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, and Paul Heyman to stay on SmackDown, and then we got Sheamus. We got Sheamus to go to Raw. Um,
Sheamus is going to Raw.
Sheamus is going to be on Raw, which kind of made sense. So,
yes, it does.
And then to end the draft, we got Teddy Long. Teddy Long, welcome back, and JBL to announce the final round picks. AJ Styles to SmackDown, so SmackDown will be keeping AJ Styles. For Raw, for the next pick for Raw, Alpha Academy, Chad Gable, Otis, Maxine, and Tozawa will stay on Raw. No surprise there. Andrade will move from Raw to SmackDown, so SmackDown will receive Andrade from Raw, so that's a huge pickup for SmackDown. In the final pick, Raw selects Kiana Jane from NXT. Really, really great athletic woman. I've seen her on NXT, and she's going to Monday Night Raw, so that's about it. So that will do it for our Friday Night SmackDown recap. Before I go on, any thoughts on the draft? Make it sweet, short and sweet.
One of the things that I don't know if this was just or not, but Roman Reigns was not present. He was
yeah. So he dropped out. He dropped out of the draft. So that means he's most likely going to stay on SmackDown.
Okay.
All right, so that will do it, guys. In terms of grading, I mean, it was a great draft and all, but I just hate it when they do it when no one's. It's a lot of people didn't move at all. We saw a couple people moving, but I give this show. I mean, that was the most boring contract signing I've ever seen between AJ Styles and Cody. I'm giving it a low score. This is like the first time in so long I'm giving a show a low score. Not too low. I'm giving this show a C+.
I'm gonna give it a B- for the show. And the reason why is because, yes, in the beginning it was a little stale, it was a little boring. There's two guys talking over the phone, blah blah blah. They're giving their best shots. But hopefully we can see more development going forward with the story. The other thing is that, yes, there was a lot of things going on with Bianca and all the others. So many things happening. So I'm definitely going to stick with B- as the grade.
Sure. All right, so that would do it for our broadcast. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Bruin Steele, and this is Canadian Yorker. Once again, if you haven't done so, like, subscribe. Be sure to check out Canadian Yorker's YouTube channel. The link will be in the description. And if you guys want to check out our Wrestling Bros channel, it's our wrestling channel. It's WWE Wrestling Bros. The link will also be in the description. And we will see you guys for the next broadcast, which is coming up. It's a lot because WrestleMania Backlash is around the corner. But anyways, we're out of here. My name is Bruin Steele. This is Canadian Yorker. Take it easy and enjoy your Sunday night. We are out.
Okay, bye-bye.